What's up, guys? It's Gray Haas, and I'm here at CrossFit, but I had to pop on just to say that Mike K, Aaron I, and Charlotte G all joined the Supercast this month. Supercast is the best way to support Mega because you get ad-free listening. You also get awesome behind-the-scenes podcast and our mini-series. And we just hit 420 members, which means that we're going to do an awesome live stream with just our Supercast members. So head on over there and join Supercast to be a part of that. And if we get to 500 members, we're going to do a new mini-series. Okay, guys? Mega.supercast.com. Mega.supercast.com.
Mega is an improvised satire from the staff of a fictional megachurch.
We are here, Lord, we are here, and we're ready to podcast.
What is up, guys? This is Gray Haas, and you are listening to Mega, coming to you from Twin Hills Community Church. And today, a very special episode for a few reasons. One, we're broadcasting this live on YouTube with suggestions from our Supercast members. And B, I have a very special co-host with me today. You've known him from past episodes, some of which have gone okay, others which have gone not so okay, but I have a feeling today is going to go great because I am joined on my left with my co-host's son, Day Labont. Hey, Day, how are you feeling?
Hey, I'm feeling good. Thanks so much, Gray, for having me. It's always fun for me to be here, and I appreciate the time and attention.
Well, it's fun for me today, and for a few reasons. And one of those reasons is I had Day fill in for 1 hour for me this week as essentially the organizer of Climax. I didn't fully hand off the keys to the kingdom, as it were, but I did say, Day, you are responsible for the most part. Could you keep an eye on everyone while I had to go next door and give a cool little talk to a group of, it was just a scheduling issue, but it was a group of young Christian men who are also wanting to become entrepreneurs. So I wanted to lay down some really sick stuff that I've been sort of getting into when it comes to disrupting Christian business. And so I had to dip out for an hour, and I said, Day, would you cover for me? And you said yes. And first off, I wanted to know, how did it go?
Oh, well, thank you for trusting me with the group. And
just to FYI, it wasn't that I trusted you as much as it was that several of the adult parents couldn't step in because they also wanted to go to my sick talk. But yeah, you were kind of number 4 or 5 in line there.
Well, did it turn out to be a sick talk? Did you have a good one?
It was so sick. We are just generating. It's a generator. I don't know if you know that term, but what a generator is where you just come up with a bunch of ideas and then you figure out which ones are going to really disrupt. And we came up with a bunch of really sick ones. One is an AI Bible that you can put into any language, and you can choose any actor to read in any language Bible verse of your choosing.
Oh, wow.
Most people chose Idris Elba. Anyway, go on.
Wow. Yeah, that's really cool.
So how'd it go over there in Climax?
I bet if my mom could listen to anyone read the Bible, she would probably pick
Stanley Tucci.
Oh, yeah, definitely. She would like Stanley Tucci, but she also likes Liam Neeson's voice a lot. She tries to act like she doesn't like Liam Neeson, but she's a sucker for an accent.
Yeah. Well, anyway, how did it go over there?
She loves your accent.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't really have an accent, but...
I still hear your Australian accent.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. I mean, do other people think you sound American?
No, a lot of people think I'm from Iowa or Florida or Ohio. Anyway, Day, so how did it go over there with all the teens?
Well, to be honest with you, Gray, it gave me a newfound respect for how much you have to manage in terms of a room full of people who are in their teen years, end up being pretty, hard to navigate or wrangle, so it's just honestly, to me, it felt like, I don't know, just there was an attention deficit, certainly, but also to me, it just feels like really hard to kind of get everyone on the same page. Because some people are like antsy in their
animals. Oh, sorry, I thought you were
antsy, like
okay.
like in their bodies. Like it's an age where like we want to move around, and we want to like.
And guess where was everyone trying to move to?
Well, there were. What do you mean?
Toward each other and to usually the bathroom, which we've got now cameras going, on the outside of the bathroom so we can make sure boys going boys, ladies going ladies.
There's cameras on the bathroom?
Yeah, there's cameras outside the bathroom, not in the bathroom, but we got to make sure whoever's going in there can be completely monitored.
That kind of feels like some sort of violation of rights, but we're in such a police state anyway, like constantly being monitored everywhere we go. We're under surveillance, which is a police state. Like that is a form of oppression.
If you're not doing anything wrong, I don't care who's watching, right?
Yeah, but there's also, I've been reading a lot of Noam Chomsky, and he talks a lot about, powerful systems that seek to dominate and control us, So even, having cameras all around the campus of the church, in some way it does make us feel surveilled and like we're trying to be controlled. Because I do think one good thing, which I tried to implement when you put me in charge of the Climax kids, I tried to implement an environment of trust where like I trusted that everyone was going to be, cool. And then for the most part they did. But it just was like fractured attention, and people were wanting to skateboard in the back, and also like a lot of people just wanted to talk to each other, and also a lot of people were looking at their phones. And even when like different adults were coming around like making people put their phones away, people can just look at their watches. You know what I mean?
I'm just gonna have to jump in first. What's the hot dog eating contest guy have to do with a police state?
Hot dog eating?
Noam Chomsky? Who is that? Isn't that the guy who ate a bunch of hot dogs?
Oh, did he? That's so rad. That's cool.
Didn't he I thought there was the Chomsky. I thought Chomsky was the name of the guy who won the hot dog eating contest.
Because it sounds like he chomped on a bunch of hot dogs?
Yeah.
Oh, it's not really spelled like chomp, but it's okay. He was a linguist who also, or he is a linguist. He's alive, I think. I hope he's alive. Yeah.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. I think what we're talking about today is, one, you're seeing just how hard my job is, aren't you? And you're seeing how effective, charismatic, interesting, and powerful leadership can really be the thing that solidifies a group of people around a set of ideas. And I think that strong leadership, and I'll just say it is strong, because if you don't lead strongly, the monkeys are gonna jump around the cage. And I think that's what you found, isn't it? That the monkeys, in this case teens, were running the asylum. And in that metaphor, it's an asylum for insane monkeys.
Well, one of the things that I've learned about systems of oppression, domination, and control is that nothing unites like a common enemy. If you can establish a common enemy, usually people will rally and come together. So I was trying to think of what that common enemy could be, to motivate everyone to kind of, care that we were gathered together, and like, what could we do? The Bible says that when two or more people are gathered in God's name, there is love. And so I was like, well, if this is a gathering of love, then what is the enemy of love?
Horniness. Because in my mind, it's that, the real thing is, how do you have love in a place where two or more teens are gathered, but you eschew the horniness and you completely just suck out the hormonal drive to sneak off to the bathrooms?
Okay, I was going to say hate. Hate would be maybe the opposite of love, and honestly, if you think about it, you're talking about a natural physical thing that happens with our bodies in the same way. When, we become overheated, we perspire. Same thing that happens, what you call horniness, or something that could be like, I guess you would call it arousal. That's a normal physical bodily function that is not inherently bad or good. There is no sin involved when, would you say that sweating or perspiring is a sin?
Well, it depends on what kind of deodorant you're wearing.
This episode is brought to you by CBS. DMV is a brand new workplace comedy turning misery into magic and chaos into comedy. Starring Harriet Dyer and Tim Meadows, DMV is here to serve you laughs. Watch October 13th at 8:30, 7:30 Central on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
But I don't want to get into the day. I just need you to agree with me.
Agree with you on what?
That my job takes a special set of skills.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
I have a certain set of skills, and that those skills are highly effective when it comes to making teens do what I need them to do. And when you are up there, you probably saw for the first time just how great those certain set of skills are.
I think if you observe that word you used, make, to make the teens do something, that in and of itself could be you shooting yourself in your own foot, because the more you try to coerce someone, the more they're going to naturally resist you. So maybe instead of trying to make anyone do anything, which you really can't do, you can really only control yourself. Since you can't control other people, and the attempt to will just do nothing but cause, suffering in your own being, what you could do is you could invite them to join you in a cause that matters. And which is what I did when I was kind of thinking of that idea of like, how could I unite us around some action that forwards love? And so what I did was we started to create a strategic plan of undermining the ICE agents that have occupied the Twin Hills parking lot.
What?
We decided to set out. A lot of girls offered to be lookout people because nobody's obviously looking for them to, be any kind of like agents of chaos. So that was pretty cool. So we started there. We started with girls who were willing to like post up in different parts of campus and, use different social medias and things like Signal and encrypted apps to be able to alert people about the movement of ICE so that we can, do our best to fight that particular evil.
I don't think that really is going to matter that much because, as you know, my close personal friend, Colonel Dan Bilbo, is out there. And right now, they seem to be, great. You can report all they want. Right now, there seems to be a lot of barbecuing going on out in the parking lot. We've got a great Foursquare game going on out there. And I think if you came out there with some of your little friends and reported on that, you would actually see these are just nice guys doing a good job and having a good time hanging out with other like-minded fellows. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. What you call nice guys might be people who are currently, I don't know, maybe just sort of spiritually lost.
Day?
Yeah.
They've got families.
Yeah.
So you be very careful what you say because they have families.
Yeah.
They've got families, Day.
Yeah. Yeah. So does that cow that you're eating.
That cow?
So does pretty much everyone.
Hey,
Hitler had a family.
Okay. You know what? They've got families. So
yeah,
just be very careful.
Yeah. Autocrats have families. Oligarchs have families.
What are you talking about?
Serial killers have families.
No, hey.
Sexual assaulters
Enough
have
of
families.
that. Okay, anyway, let's just go ahead and agree that you finally saw I have a certain set of skills and that's really good. At least the church didn't burn down while you were making sure everybody was crossing their T's and dotting their I's and putting a thing on their Q's. And I did want to jump into how many teens did you get to sign up for the incinerator, which was, as many people know, a cool program that we're doing, which is if a teen finds any sort of meteor or material that they find to have sin in it. We have a gas-powered, very effective, I would call it furnace, but it essentially is a tube that has a door at one end, and you can put any kind of media in that, and it turns it right to ash. And that's a really, really cool thing that we have now, that any teen can take any kind of meteor and just immediately get rid of it. The incinerator.
Well, we had 90 people sign up when they thought it was about incinerating meteors, meaning, where we would find maybe where there are like meteors hitting the surface of the earth, and we could go find them. When the teens thought it was meteors, we had 90 signups. When I clarified that it was media, everyone pretty much said no thanks. But I think we did have 3 signups for the media incinerator.
Okay, great. Well, no, it's not meteor, it's meteor. And so I would encourage all the teens who listen to this podcast to start going through all of your meteor and just trying to find things that you think don't honor God. And that includes your cell phones. We are happy to put those in as well. And I know a few parents were concerned that maybe, burning a cell phone has pros and cons because they can be expensive. But the new iPhone 17 is coming out, so it might be time to upgrade anyway and just start fresh on a new device.
Well, okay, so here are the 3 names of people who signed up for media. And then I also should tell you that there was a group of 16 vegetarians and vegans who protested that they thought you were trying to incinerate things that were meteor. Like things that are like what my dad.
No, it's not a barbecue. That's having it out in the parking lot with the ice guys.
Yeah. I mean, my dad's like, he's into anything that's meteor. My dad, he only eats animal protein.
Okay. How is your dad, by the way?
He's doing okay. He had lost his job months ago, and I think his self-esteem had really plummeted. He was like leaving the house during the day to hide the fact from my mom that he didn't have a job, and it was making him feel really bad about himself.
Okay,
and then
I don't know if you know.
My grandma, my paternal grandmother, my dad's mom, has been paying his salary for a long time. And
What do you call her? What's her grandma name?
Oh, she goes by Mama. Which my mom isn't crazy about because
then
basically
you have mom and mama kind of in the same house at times.
Yeah, and my paternal grandmother does always kiss all of us kids, me and all my sisters, and always says like, "You're my sweet baby, you're my child, I'm your mother."
Okay.
And my mom doesn't like that.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, so there was some misunderstanding, it sounds like, that your dad, is in a job transition, and he got a new job at
He's working at Red Rover. He's doing security in the parking lot of their used car sales lot.
I love their commercials. They're so good, where they go, Red Rover, send this, 2009...
Lexus right over.
Right. And well, they're all Range Rovers, aren't they?
Oh, they have a number of cars that they'll sell, but mostly Range Rovers.
And then they drive. They'll drive. They have everybody that works at the car dealership. They all stand holding hands, and then they drive a Range Rover as fast as they can. It always makes it through. Usually, no one gets hit, but it is such a funny. Local commercials are some of my favorite. I love ads, and a lot of people will know that. Yes, we do have ads that play on Mega, and that's kind of the best part. But if you don't want ads, you can always be a Supercast member. I just wanted to throw that in there.
Oh yeah, that would be really cool. It's so cool that you have people who want to be a member of your community with this podcast.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Anyway, so your dad is doing great.
Yeah, he's doing great. He has to wear a lot of gear, like bulletproof vest and
cool,
like a big helmet.
Cool, a helmet, really?
Yeah, because you can get attacked by hawks a lot over there near Keystone, where where the parking lot is. Anyway, yeah.
Well, and probably by thugs, because crime is out of control, and he's got to stay armored up because someone might try to take that very valuable property, which is a Range Rover.
Is crime out of control?
It's out of control.
Like in what way, Gray?
It's
like,
everywhere. It's out of control.
yeah, that's what I keep hearing. But like I'm walking around and I'm skating around these streets and I'm not seeing any more.
Well, we don't let you go to, I mean, first off, you shouldn't be skating around by yourself anywhere. You should essentially stay inside right now because crime is out of control. But with people like your dad, I feel like it's finally getting better because they're making sure that crime isn't out of control.
Well, a lot of times, like systems that are seeking to dominate and control, they're the ones like promoting a narrative that crime is out of control because they're attempting essentially to turn people against each other. For those of us in the same class systems to believe that each other is the enemy, you know, attempting to convince us that immigrants are our enemy, or people who are in poverty are our enemy, or unhoused people are our enemy, when really, in fact, I believe the billionaires are our enemy. The billionaires are trying to make us turn against each other so we don't pay attention to the fact that while we burn our streets down, they're the ones profiting off of all of the division.
Jay, are you just parroting this Nobby Chumpley or whatever his name was? What's the guy who has a name like a gnome?
Oh, just think about a hot dog contest and it'll come back to you.
Okay, Nobby Chumpley is for some reason I've just got it in my head now that his name is Nobby Chumpley. And I wouldn't listen to anyone named Nobby Chumpley, especially about stuff like that. I think billionaires have a lot of great ideas. In fact, I think that Elon, who, as a lot of people know, I think is pretty sick. I think he's going to start the first Christian colony on Mars.
Yeah, I have been listening to a lot of this stuff he's talking about with Mars. And I think ultimately all these billionaires who are wanting to make an escape plan from this planet don't realize that it's all of us or it's none of us. Like, you know.
Well, I hope that it's some of us, especially Christian ones, who we can go to Mars, start a completely Christian vibe and scene there. Can you imagine how cool that would be to have everybody be Christian on Mars, and then who cares? Everybody else can have this place.
Not really, because I'm more interested in being in an environment where I think Jesus Christ would be, to be honest. And I don't think Jesus Christ would be around Christians.
You don't think Jesus Christ could go to Mars?
I don't think Jesus Christ has any interest in being around Christian people. And I only say that because I'm taking his words at face value.
Why? Because he was already the best one, the best Christian.
No, because he said he would leave the 99 to go to the one. And anytime Christians are promoting an us and them narrative, you know, creating a binary, being divisive, actually, that is the definition of using the Lord's name in vain.
Well, I've got 99 Christians and the one ain't one day.
Wait, say that again?
I've got 99 Christians and Nobby Chumpley ain't one, is what I'm saying. What I'm saying today is I would rather go to Mars with 99 Christians than stick around this place.
Big news. Sephora is now on Uber Eats. So if you find yourself facing a beauty emergency, like needing a last-minute gift, or you're just out of your favorite mascara, again, don't panic. We got you. Order now and get $10 off on Sephora orders of $50 or more on the Uber Eats app. Order now. Offer ends October 30th. One order per customer. Additional terms apply. See app for availability. Delivery fees may apply.
The family that vacations together stays together. At least, that was the plan. Except now, the Dastardly desk clerk is saying he can't confirm your connecting rooms.
Wait, what?
That's right, ma'am. You have rooms 201 and 709.
No, we cannot be 5 floors away from our kids.
The doors have double locks. They'll be fine.
When you want connecting rooms confirmed before you arrive, it matters where you stay.
Welcome to Hilton. I see your connecting rooms are already confirmed.
Hilton, for this day.
What is that a reference to? 99 but 1. What's that?
I think it's a DC Talk lyric. Anyway, we were talking about your dad. How is he? How's he liking his new job?
Well, I think he's getting into kind of all that tactical gear,
Definitely.
These men dress up like soldiers.
I've got some tactical gear. Of course, I don't ever leave the house with it because I most of the time just wear it in my backyard when I'm dealing with my neighbor.
Oh, Donovan Geo.
Oh, I've gone full tactical. I've had to because sometimes I have to do what I would consider black ops level training / missions just to make sure that he's staying in line. Talk about keeping people in line.
Wow, that's pretty wild if you have to go full tactical gear when going up against a man in Y-front underpants.
How do you know about that?
Well, I've met Donovan.
You have?
Yeah, my mom had me pick up Popsicles one time from his house.
What?
And take Popsicles to Claymates and Bannerman.
Okay, well, just stay away from him because talk about someone Jesus wouldn't hang out with. That's number one.
Oh, is Donovan Geo a lost sheep?
When it comes to the type of person that needs to be shot like a meteor back into space, I would say he's got to go back into space and the rest of us go to Mars. He just stay away from him. He's a total dummy. He's a bummer. He's a dumber bummy. A bummy dumber.
I mean, but he has a family.
No, he doesn't. That's the whole point. He doesn't have a family. That's the whole thing. He doesn't really.
I mean, isn't he someone's son?
I mean, his parents did start he's just got a lot of money from the Geo fortune, and it's just really, okay. What I don't want to talk about Donovan Geo.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, so my dad is doing tactical LARPing, and even this week I got a tad concerned because I saw my dad. Well, I thought he was just watching ESPN because he has two phones now that he watches sports networks on simultaneously while also watching TV that has picture-in-picture. So he's got 4 games going almost all the time. I was just looking at his phone to see what he was watching, and I noticed that he was watching an ICE training video, and I know that people who are signing up to be ICE agents are making like really great salaries. Billions of dollars have been like set aside for funding ICE, which means there has been money all along for things like housing people and education, but we just didn't want to pay teachers who should be the most highly paid members of our community. But anyway, I had to get on my laptop and like create a whole, basically I just did some quick, playing around with the zeros and ones, and I came up with some code that I was able to download into my dad's phone to make it impossible for him to be able to seek out those kind of things.
Wait, you did some programming of your dad's phone so that he couldn't look at tactical stuff?
Yeah, so that he couldn't. Basically, I just wanted to assure the fact that my dad wouldn't be able to sign up for ICE.
Look, I don't think your dad is going to sign up for ICE just because, well, I mean, if you go out and hang out with those guys in the parking lot, they are fit and they are absolutely, I mean, your dad's probably too old to sign up for ICE at this point. And, these are young guys. These are part of, even when we're playing Foursquare, and I will join them from time to time, is we'll do calisthenics and different kind of, tactical moves, stop, drop, and roll, crawling, tumbling, and they're very fit. So your dad would have to train for a long time to get to that level. The other thing is he's got a great job, and I'm sure he's not making as much as those guys. But
the ICE agents are making more than double what my dad makes working security, kind of wearing the same type of gear.
Okay. Day, I guess when I hear you talk like this, and I understand, Bud, that the world right now is a scary place. There is all sorts of crime everywhere. There's all sorts of rising. I mean, there are people who would just have the entire country just fall apart at the hands of a bunch of people who say, hey, we're all for peace and love, but really, they're not. They're not into accepting everybody, and they're definitely not into accepting Christians.
I hear you saying that it's a scary place and that it's rampant with crime. I hear you, and I would like to affirm the way you are feeling, that it can indeed feel really intimidating and overwhelming when you look
I'm not intimidated. I'm just saying you are probably intimidated.
Well, what are you feeling? I'm just looking to affirm what you're feeling before I maybe respectfully disagree, because the point of view I'm coming from when I look at the earth is, wow, what a beautiful place full of potential. And we have so many opportunities to create so much light and beauty in this place.
What am I feeling? I'm feeling strong, feeling confident.
Okay.
And I'm feeling like, yeah, it's probably, when I look at this planet, I'm going, yeah, it's time to maybe cash out, either go to Mars or any day now when Jesus comes back. Obviously, if most of us are on Mars, he'll go there. But if we're still here, which could be any day now, I think he's going to be like, yeah, maybe I should have come back even a little sooner, because it has really fallen apart. Especially with crime. Crime's everywhere. You just got to be careful.
Real quick, just because I've been working on reflexive listening, I would like to...
What's that like with your stomach?
Oh, yeah, I still can't eat dairy.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, I would like to reflect back to you that I hear you say that you are feeling strong and confident. I just would like to point out that there is some significant cognitive dissonance happening there, simply because what you're describing is a scary, vulnerable, violent place. And you're saying you look around and see the world as very scary and full of crime, and yet the way you are feeling is confident and strong. So I just was wondering if you are indeed fueled by violence, crime, and destruction, and that causes you to feel strong and confident, or if maybe you are in a reactive state and your nervous system is alert to some fight or flight vibrations, and you are in a freeze state where you're spouting off words like confident and strong when indeed you're highly concerned.
Day, here's the thing, bud. I don't get why you're always on cognitive this and cognitive that. It's either cognitive dissonance or it's that, or you're trying to keep people from playing football. It's all with you. I think the problem is you are very into brain stuff. And a lot of times when you are thinking and thinking and thinking, it's just like a snake eating its own tail. And you work yourself into these places where there is no answer that is feeling good to you. And what I'm saying is keep it simple. Right now, we have the answer. We have it. We have the answer, Day. Isn't that exciting, bud? Isn't that exciting that we have the answer?
Yeah. What is the answer?
I've said it before and I'll say it again. The answer is Jesus, and he's my best friend. Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer whether you are on Mars. Jesus is the answer whether you're afraid. Jesus is the answer whether crime is rampant. And Jesus is the answer whether or not you're saved. These are all...
So Jesus is the answer no matter what the question?
Yes. Yes, you're getting it. Feel it, you're getting it.
What if the question is, whose teachings are currently being weaponized to create great division, which was the opposite of his mission?
Well, no one's asking that question.
I just did.
Well, don't. All right, folks, that's the episode. Many thanks to our Supercast members for those great suggestions. Hey, speaking of Supercast, it's a great time to join. There's a free trial, and that is the best way to make sure that Mega keeps going.
If you'd like to listen ad-free, if you would like behind-the-scenes podcasts, and if you would like Discord access and much, much more, go to mega.supercast.com and become a supporter today. That's mega.supercast.com.
And really, it is the way we keep going, so please consider a Supercast membership. A very special thanks to our founding members. That's Bobby and Betty, Nana and T-Pop, Adrian O, Kristen A, and Anonymous. You know who you are. Thanks.
And as always, I'm Holly Laurent playing Hallie Labont. And that over there, that's Greg Hess playing Gray Haas.
See you next time.